but you do it so well. I hold your world in the palm of my hand. I'll squeeze the life right out of you. We are unified.
What is up, guys, and welcome to the stream. I just almost destroyed my desk. I'm going to raise that up a bit. Hope everyone's doing well today on this lovely sunny Friday. We've got a jam-packed show for you today. Got Jared from Airfrot, and I've got my good friend Sahil. We're going to be doing some live cooking, so we're going to go straight to that. Hopefully this is working. Oh dear. There he is.
Aha.
How you doing, bud?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic, my friend. It's great to have you. So let's get started. What are you cooking for us today?
All right, let's get straight to the cooking. So I figured since I'd like to keep something quick and easy that everyone can do at home with the basic ingredients, I'm going to do a traditional Indian masala omelette, except I'm not going to keep it traditional at all. I'm going to switch it on its head and make it suitable for the British palate.
Oh, okay. I mean,
And
this is a worldwide show, but this is something that I'll definitely try and cook myself and put the results up online.
well, you can say then it's a tribute to you since you're the British host. And
Appreciate that.
I'm going to turn it into a sandwich because I love sandwiches.
Oh, I love
And
sandwiches
even though
too.
regularly, on my normal cooking channel, I don't do bread and things like that because it's a keto channel. Today,
Mm-hmm.
I get to play around with a little bit of bread. So before I get started, I'll tell you what makes this different from a traditional Indian masala omelette, and that gives it the British twist, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
It's this
Curry powder. Very nice. All right.
Yes. So if you're familiar with Indian cuisine, you'll know that there's no such thing as curry powder. This is
Okay. I didn't know that
this
was a
is
fact,
actually
but
this is actually like an Asian thing. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, it's a Chinese thing which
okay.
has found its way into the UK. And basically, when I went to Glasgow and I had chips in curry sauce,
It was
this
that.
was the curry sauce. Yeah.
Nice.
And I luckily found it in Bangkok, of all places.
Yeah, fish and
And
chip shop curry sauce in the UK is actually great though. It's not curry sauce, but it's
yes,
great.
yeah. So the actual version would have multiple spices, like you have some cumin, some coriander, some chili, some turmeric. I figured that's a little complicated and not easy for everyone to get at this point in time. So when in doubt, use curry powder.
There you go.
Right. So I'm gonna crack on with it, no pun intended.
No
And
problem.
since since this is going to be eaten tomorrow because it's way past my dinner time, at least it's about what 10:30 in the night now, so I don't plan to eat this before bed. So but two eggs is generally what's enough for me to eat. So obviously if someone has a larger appetite, three eggs, four eggs, completely up to you. So you crack the eggs, and the advice given to me by top chefs is always crack it on a flat surface so that you get no eggshells in your bowl rather than cracking it on the side of the bowl.
That's good
So
advice.
just a little tip to keep in mind. Yeah, I mean I've cracked things on the side of the bowl and they've been just fine. So you you never know. So yeah, crack those eggs into the bowl, and as you can see, I've got some good quality eggs, nice bright yolks. I
Very
just realized
nice.
this is not the ideal height to see it, but anyway, you can take my word for it. And into that, a little bit of salt and pepper, of course, basic seasoning. You can use fresh pepper or like I'm using pepper powder. Then you want to give it a good hit of that curry powder, depending on how much curry you like.
Slam that curry
If you
powder
put too
in.
much, it'll be yeah. If you put too much of it, it'll be very strong.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna put in
If you put too much
some
in,
chopped.
is there a way to counteract? Do you just put more of the other ingredients in, or if you
You
actually,
just put more eggs in then, yeah,
yeah, chuck another egg in. All right, that's good, just in
yeah.
case.
So this is now the hallmark of the Indian masala omelette, which is some chopped red onion and some fresh coriander or cilantro, depends on what you guys call it in the UK. I think you
Coriander's
call it
quite,
coriander.
yeah, coriander's quite the normal name for it over here, I think.
Yeah, yeah. But you guys use, when you all say onion, you all use the big white onion. So we don't get those in India. We just get red onions.
Yeah,
So
my
I've already
partner
chopped it
likes
up.
to cook with red onion. It's probably your influence, actually. But
Well, it's got way more flavor, so it's definitely worth using more often, especially for like Indian cooking. Like for Indian cooking, you have to use a red onion
okay, there
for
you
your
go.
curries and stuff like that. So yeah. So anyway, I cooked masala omelette for dinner 2 nights, well, a night ago, I think. So I had leftover chopped onion and coriander. That goes into the eggs as well. I'll put all of it in, be generous. And a splash of milk just to loosen things up a little bit.
Is that just
You can also put some heavy,
regular
yeah,
milk?
regular milk.
Regular milk. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't have regular milk, you could even put some heavy cream, double cream, or you could skip it. It's not essential.
Okay. But I guess it just adds to the creaminess of the whole mix. It's
The way
delicious.
Gordon lightens up the mixture.
Yeah, there you go. Pat, that was a really good accent.
Fragrant.
Lightens up the mixture.
Sometimes yeah.
Oh, listen to that.
Beat the eggs.
Some ASMR
Yep.
whisking there, guys.
Oh yeah. You must all be quiet then.
Look at the
Makes me
precision.
wanna go
Look at
to
the
the zoo,
precision
man.
as well. He's not wasting any of that, guys. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. And I don't use a whisk. I use a fork. It's just easier to wash. So yeah, got all that in. Now I'm going to get the pan on the stove and using a good non-stick pan that I picked up in the UK.
There you go.
So
At least we
yeah.
do something right in regards to cooking.
I swear if I flip that pan over, it's going to say made in China or something.
Probably. It's definitely not made in the
Well,
UK.
Made in, China. Oh, dude.
Yep, there you go.
That's hilarious. It actually says made in China. I paid £20 for that.
Oh, I think I just broke the sound with that laugh, but yeah, that sounds about right. But it's British. It's
China,
British
recommend-
steel. We probably sent them the steel, and then they made it and then sent it back.
Yeah, I saw Jamie Oliver cooking with a pan like this. I was like, when I saw it in one of the shops in Brighton, I was like, I gotta buy one.
It was like chef envy. Like, I need to have that.
Well, no, I mean, generally, the high-end chefs are using good tools. It's like watching your favorite musician,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
The professional musicians are using the best gear, so that's a good reference point if you want to buy something that's gonna sort of serve you well, so to speak.
A chef will only be using the good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
So anyway, yeah, time to heat some oil in the pan, and I'm using avocado oil.
Avocado
just
oil.
because it's one of the better oils. So one of the things I kind of learned by doing the keto diet, and researching and reading up and all that other stuff that you're supposed to do, is that the regular vegetable oils that we use are not really good for you.
Oh.
They have a lot of bad fatty profiles. So actually your animal fat is some of the best fat to cook with.
Okay.
And when it comes to non-animal fat, your avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil, clarified butter or ghee as we call it in India, and or actual butter is the good stuff.
So
Whereas
just to
your
clarify, what should people be avoiding?
Well, you should avoid sunflower oil,
Sunflower
peanut oil,
oils.
basically anything that is a hydrogenated vegetable oil.
Okay.
That should scare you off anyway, the fact that it's a hydrogenated oil. Like,
Yeah.
how scary does that sound?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like something you should be dousing all your food in, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to get the eggs in the pan because the pan is hot.
Okay.
Do you like eggs, Josh?
I love eggs, yes. I will
So
eat
do you
eggs.
like your omelets with like a little bit of color on it, or do you prefer them like completely blonde like the French eat it?
No, I like it. I like it browned over a little bit, if you know what I mean. Not so it's
Yeah.
I mean, just like a light
Not
crisp.
but just like color,
Just like,
yeah.
like maybe a light texture.
Right. Yeah, because we Indians don't like those blonde omelets at all.
No,
They're
no.
like
I'm not
we
a
like to
massive
brown
fan.
it.
I like my eggs cooked pretty well done, to be honest.
Nice.
I don't like it
All
too
right.
raw.
So while that egg's cooking now, here's the little bit of a trick, secret, whatever you want to call it. Got my bread, got some good old regular butter made from actual cow's milk, like a real product, not that margarine
Not
stuff that
spreadable.
you should not be eating.
We,
Yeah.
we can
Well, it's
still get
hot here, so
spreadable
everything's
butters, but like if you get the proper block butter, that's probably the good stuff.
you want to get the what's it called? Kerrygold, the Irish butter.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So anyway, now I've buttered one side, and the unbuttered side is going to go into the omelette actually. Check it out.
Here
So
we
here
go.
it goes, one slice, and then the next one.
So you just rinse and
Now
repeat.
normally you'd make
Do the
yeah,
same
you'd
again.
normally make your toast, you'd make your toast in the toaster, but I'm gonna just like we're basically making this like a one pan dish, less
Yeah,
fussy,
so
less
it's easy.
complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now the bread is gonna soak up that egg, and we're basically gonna make the entire sandwich in just a frying pan.
How high
with-
should the heat be on when people
It's
are
on a
doing this?
medium heat right
On
now.
a medium heat. Okay.
Yeah, the whole recipe you can do at a medium heat. You don't want the pan too hot. You can do it on a low heat, but it'll just take way more time.
Yeah.
And since this isn't a long format show, I'm not going to spend
No,
the
of
next,
course.
20 minutes trying to get the eggs cooked.
If
But yeah,
if
I mean,
anyone
it's-
if anyone does try and make this is going to be recorded. So come back and try and make this, and post to us online and show us, and we'll try and talk about it next week. See if we got any we can do like rate your plate kind of thing.
Rate your plate. Yeah, why not? Like Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, exactly.
That looks like a dog's dinner.
Sounds great to me. Thanks very
All right,
much for
so-
doing this. How are things over in
No.
India, if you don't mind me asking, at the moment?
Well, I mean, in terms of what's happening here, like the thing is,
Lockdown and
India
stuff.
has we're completely locked down in most parts of the country, and unfortunately, India has a huge poverty issue. So there are a lot of hungry people, a lot of stranded migrant laborers who have not been able to get back to their hometowns. You've got politicians playing political games in these. No matter what's happening, politicians are always playing religious and communal games here in India. There was a huge, they manufacture fake news every morning, and they have these WhatsApp hate campaigns that they run. So it was basically trying to blame coronavirus on Muslim people, and
Oh my goodness.
there was it's insane. Like it's batshit crazy.
It's
And
really
we're not
important,
doing
guys.
enough
Anyone who's watching this anywhere in the world, just to keep an open mind with news outlets and stuff. Don't read into it all right away. Take stuff with
Yeah.
a pinch of salt, because you don't know. And I'm not
Yeah.
talking about conspiracies and stuff, but obviously in some
Yeah, that's the
countries
other
they're
thing.
spreading lies without even. Oh, look at that! Yeah, that's perfect in my opinion. Like, we don't need to
Yeah,
talk about
so-
politics when there's eggs like that on the table. Let's go.
Yeah, but point being is, I just say that I'm lucky to live where I do and to have what I have. So I'm in a good place. Nothing has really changed for me. My area, I get access to groceries and pretty much everything, and I'm sorted. So
Yeah, it's just
I guess I'm grateful for that.
Mhm.
Speaking of grateful,
Let's
I've got
go.
some cheese here as well. Yeah, just some regular cheddar kind of cheese. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on one slice of the toast.
Is that quite thin
just gotta
sliced? Is that quite thin sliced, or just like fair slices? Yeah.
As thick as you'd like it to be.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's like
Fair slices.
you
So
should taste
if you
the
really
cheese.
like cheese, you could just put gold bars on there if you want. Like,
Yeah. Or you could use a cheese slice, but I'm not using that. But yeah, you just kind of got to guess where your slice of bread is and put the cheese on. And now comes the fun part.
all right,
So,
let's do it.
Obviously the egg is bigger than the bread. So I'm going to fold in the egg part that is sticking out. So using my spatula, I'm going to just like fold it inward.
I see you're like folding
my
over the
bread-
edges of the bread, kind of like wrapping it up.
Yeah, so that we get a sandwich, like a proper sandwich.
Oh, yeah. So-
Without like,
Kind of like a toasty,
Yeah, but-
so it's all one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys call it toasty. Yeah. So you push this part in, and folded, and now the bread gets folded as well. There you go.
Ooh.
And yeah, and you can
Wow.
see actually it's done. In fact, I can just take it
Incredible.
out on the plate. It's literally done. I'll just bring it to you actually.
Yeah,
Look at
that's
that. It's
cool.
massive. You've got a nice amount of egg in there. Oh, I keep
It's a nice
forgetting
sort
which
of
side the
fried,
camera
a
is.
nice fried bread as well. Like,
Yeah, and you got the butter. So, I mean, if you're trying to like lose weight and eat less calories, you can skip the butter that I did. But a toasty with like crisp toast with butter, that's just delicious, man.
yeah, that is something else. So,
Yeah, I feel like I should cut it for you guys.
yeah,
Like,
cut it
I think
open.
it's
Let's try and get some nice
like
sort of
the
food porn
the cross
views.
section. Yeah, yeah.
This
Have to get the cross
I have
section.
to say this is going incredibly well as well. Like, so I'm really pleased at how this is going. I was a bit
That is
worried
hot.
because it's
Oh,
like, let's
dude, we
go.
got the cheese pull.
The
We got the cheese pull, the money shot.
the money shot.
Oh
Let's see
man, look
it.
at
Let's
that.
see it. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Look at that cheese. That's the cheese there.
So explain to the what how it tastes different to a normal omelette sandwich. If
Yeah. So I mean, the first thing you're going to get is that lovely red onion and coriander, which is going to give it vibrancy. Like the onion gives you a little bit of crunch and the sweetness, and the coriander gives you that herbaceousness. And then, of course, you've got the curry powder, which will make you think of Glasgow and curry sauce and chips.
there you
Uh,
go. Um,
and yeah, I mean, I'm almost tempted to break my
yeah,
rule of not
go
eating
on.
after
Just
10 o'clock.
do
And
it. Do
it's
it.
like,
Do it for everyone. We all want to know. We all
it's
want to
really
know.
hot though.
Don't ban yourself. That cheese string from the mouth, delicious. Look at that. Something else.
Oh man. Mm. Taking me back to Glasgow, but also the railway station, because we used to eat this as kids. Like we would go on school trips,
Uh-huh.
and at every railway station there'd be a guy who comes in the morning to give you omelette uh, bread for breakfast. And this is exactly mine is the toasty part of it, but like
Yeah, the
you still get the same flavor and taste. But yeah, that's delicious,
nice little
man.
nostalgia
Damn.
trip for you. Cool, that's so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, well
Oh, I'm
done.
impressed
Like,
with
I
myself.
applaud you. That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Thank you.
So yeah, so you run a YouTube channel with Headbangers Kitchen.
Yeah.
So if people are interested in seeing more stuff from you, they can go there. Like you were saying, you focus more on a keto diet, which is like a weight loss sort of thing that
It's basically I'd say it's a low carb way of eating.
my fiance's
it's
actually
not.
followed the diet for a whole year now, and
Oh wow.
it's changed their life, honestly, and a lot of your stuff has helped her get through, like the fathead pizza and stuff like that. You know,
Oh
it's
nice.
I've even got my mother cooking that. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
That's awesome.
so I mean,
That's super
I'd
cool.
recommend checking out his stuff. You're also a musician of 20 years now, isn't it? 20-year career.
Yeah. Yeah, 20 years for Demonic Resurrection. This year we celebrated 20 anniversary, 20
Logo's up there.
anniversaries, no, 20th anniversary last month. That was April 6th was our first show 20 years ago. So yeah,
That's
it's been a
incredible.
long journey.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate because you were meant to come over here to do Metal Days, weren't you? To celebrate that.
Yeah.
But that's been
Yeah.
postponed till next year, so you're going to be coming back, right?
As long as there are no travel restrictions, we'll be there. But it's a little early to predict what's going to happen. We'll have to. I think
Of
by
course,
December
yeah.
this year, we'll have a clearer picture of where the world is headed as well, I think.
Yeah, well, we can keep positive, and hopefully things will happen next year, and hopefully we'll see you over in the UK with the band again, because you're popular over here and people want to see you. So fingers crossed we
Yeah,
can
we
get
would
back on all
definitely.
that. But yeah, we got a video now. Do you want to introduce your
yes.
video before you get going? And he's going to be here for the next 3 weeks, guys, and on the 4th week we're going to go even more ambitious, and I'm going to try and cook along with him. I'm not a chef, and I'm not very good at cooking, but just for entertainment purposes, I'm going to do that. So that should be fun. But yeah, do you want to introduce your song, and then we'll...
Yeah. All right. So the song you're going to listen to is called "The Grand Collapse of Humanity." This is from my third solo album. Yes, I have solo material as well. And this song has the incredible Kevin Paradis from the band Benighted on drums. So yeah, do check it out. And thanks for having me, Josh.
No,
I
it's
will
been
see you
great,
next
man.
week, I guess.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'll
same
hit you
time,
up
same
after the
place.
stream, and yeah, thanks so much for coming in.
No worries. Have a good stream, and I will talk to you later.
See you again, man.
All right. Bye bye.
Sacrifice your cause for the hills. A custom your life for the portal that you own. When all of the world is failed, you have revenge. You want to spin and press. Life is a body and take pills. You see the dance toss of your face. Through the darkened skies, oh, there's a blinding light. The portal opens and they descend upon the world in chaos. Just waiting to move. You're in fighting, trauma religion, and books of pain. Is this the world? It will save me. Our resistance and the only certainty. The gate, the depths of humanity. The gate, for of humanity. We built our war machines, the weapons of mass destruction. Lost soldiers wage the war, ignited by the thousands. We should have listened, and we should have let them be. We should have listened, and we should have let them The human mind is born with the case of the most of religion we have taught to hate. Lead us to fire and roots. So when they came, we were indisciplined. Like lambs headed to the slaughter. The blood, the lungs of humanity. The blood, for of humanity. We built our war machines, the weapons of mass destruction. Lost soldiers wage the war, ignited by the thousands. We should have listened, and we should have let them be. We should have listened, and we should have let them When will
All right, guys. So I hope everyone enjoyed the cooking segment. Massive thanks to Sahil for that. If you want to check out more of his stuff, like we were talking about, you can check it all out here. This is some of his awesome artwork as well. But yeah, thanks to him for doing that. He's going to be here for the next 3 weeks, and like I said on the last week, I'm going to try and cook with him. Right now, so this is the moment where we see if I can switch guests seamlessly. So, well, not a good start. We'll get there. Let's see if we can find my good friend Jared. There he is. He's actually muted right now. I'm not sure. Are you muted on your side? There you go. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Very, very good. I'm just going to make you look real pretty quickly. So, Jared is from the band Earthrot, and I really like this band. They're probably one of my favorite bands that I've ever had the pleasure of touring with, honestly, because that is not what I wanted to do. I don't know, just you guys are funny as anything. Like, and when I started this stream, I honestly wanted to get you on it as soon as possible, because the time difference, I hope you guys can appreciate the time difference, not just for Jared, but Sahil as well. What time is it for you right now? It's like 1:30 or something like that?
Yeah, it's 3:30 in the morning over here.
3:30 in the morning. So I've just been keeping him waiting. There you go. You look beautiful now. Loving the shades.
Thanks, man.
They're 3:30 in the morning shades. So so how you feeling, man? 3:30 in the morning. This is this is the sort of time you have to be awake to connect with us, I guess, to connect with the rest of the world.
Pretty much. This is just how it is. Every now and again you got to do it. Stay up late and try and make a meeting with someone in Europe or US, and
yeah. So how's things going over in Oz with the lockdowns and stuff like that?
Well, Australia is in a pretty unique position because it's so spread out. The distance between cities is massive. So every state, every region's got very different laws.
Mm-hmm.
So in Perth, where Tom and Colin live, they can do gatherings of up to 10 people now. And I think they're opening up cafes and restaurants and things. As of maybe Monday. Yeah.
What, with zero restrictions? They're just...
Oh, no, there'll definitely be restrictions, but I've not seen it all because obviously all of my news and stuff over here is the Victorian state news, which is very different. So
okay,
we are still on stay-at-home rules. So
yeah,
you can only leave for either exercise, to buy essential items, or to go to work if you're an essential worker.
Yeah, it's pretty similar in the UK right now, but unfortunately, people are just ignoring the facts.
Having parties.
Yeah, like you guys can't hear it, but there's like a huge sort of, I can only say like a summer fete going on outside where all the neighbours are just fraternising, and it's unbelievable. Like, I don't know why people can't take it seriously here. Is it similar over there, or are people not taking it lightly?
No, I think it's taken pretty seriously here. They've got really big fines. It's about $1,700 per person.
Yeah, see, it's like I think it's like £50 here. It's like, do you know what I mean?
That's not going to deter anyone.
Exactly. You can get like 20. You can get like 20 people to have a party, and then just be like, "All right, guys, chip in the $5." Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable, and I don't know. I'm really disappointed with the UK public, really, because I feel like they're giving an inch and they're taking a mile. And our Prime Minister he's just an idiot. Like he doesn't use his words properly. And people are just like people think the lockdown is going to be lifted on Sunday. He's got a speech going on, and he's like hinted at it being lifted, and it's like we're at the worst point possible for that to be the case. And I don't think he's even meaning to. He's just an idiot. Like he says what people want to hear, I guess. And
our Prime Minister's an idiot too.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he's got the quote of the whole pandemic for me. He's like, all we got to do, guys, is be more Australian. And I was like,
What?
And I was like, what? So the people in Italy that are really struggling now, if they start being more Australian, that they're going to get through the virus quicker. Do you know what I mean? The logic was just wild for me. But yeah, I think we're gonna play it. We're gonna play your song, and then we'll
Really?
get into a little interview. But yeah, do you wanna? I mean, this song actually has all the details at the start of it. So just tell us a little bit about the song.
Fantastic. This is the first single off our new album that we released 2 months ago on Season of Mist.
This is your first
The
album
song's
with the
called-
label as well, right?
It is, absolutely.
Congratulations
It's our
on
first song.
that. That's huge. That's really awesome. So
Thank you so much. It's massive for us, and we're stoked to put out a song that we're really proud of and a video that we're really proud of.
okay, well,
The song is Dread Rebirth.
yeah, let's not mess around. Let's go straight into that. I'm not going to talk too much over it, but I'm just going to say these guys are a devastating live band. Really fun to tour with. It's really hard to be a band in Australia, like to play worldwide. So go show them your support. Season of Mist are showing their support. So if that isn't a stamp of approval, I don't know what is. Alright, let's get into these riffs. Nice video. That HM2 sound, well, you gotta love it. Just crush it. Oh, the scene change. I love Daniel, the drummer. He's my wrestling buddy. Hi Daniel, if you ever watch this, you're probably asleep. Some tongue action. That's what we want. Impeccable taste in guitars as well. Not a sponsor, to me at least. Nothing more terrifying than squids. Like, I literally have an irrational fear of the sea because of creatures like that. Psychedelic grimness. This is actually a really cool video. It's like really original for death metal and it just works. The song's got a vibe. Really nicely put together. You won't be doing that anymore. Licking that microphone. Oh, here we go. Kaleidoscopic. It's mesmerizing. I'm trying to figure out where the image starts. Nice use of modulation effects. Not really done that much nowadays in modern metal releases. You don't really hear phases and chorus pedals used like this. Sounds grim though, it's nice. building up into more chainsaw sounding guitars, I'm sure. Oh, here we go. Tom bringing the smooth. There you go. Love it, buddy. Backdrop, it's like perfect. Guys, if you're enjoying this, you can message on Twitch. Twitch is what will appear on the screen. I will be reading all the messages soon. So if you want to message on Facebook and stuff, it'll be a bit delayed for now. It's absolute savage and intense. Oh, cheeky fade out. I was like, savage and intense and... Savage and intense, and you went and faded it out on me, Jared. What's that all about? That's a great song, man. Are you there?
I'm back. Thank you.
Yeah. Really cool song, man. Congratulations on the production. So have a chat about the production and stuff. Who produced it, and how did you go about getting that sort of crushing sound?
It was pretty mixed. So we recorded drums in Melbourne with Troy McCosco, who did a lot of work with like Near Bliviscaris, who are also on Season of Mist.
Yeah, very great band.
And then everything else, Colin and myself did back in Perth.
Oh, awesome.
And then we sent it...
Colin's a great producer himself, right?
He started learning once we went, hey, we're going to record an album and we're going to do as much as we can by ourselves.
Yeah, he's actually advised me a bit in my quest to learn that stuff, and he's been really helpful. So thanks for that, buddy. If you're watching,
he kind of dove straight into that and learnt a ridiculous amount really quickly and got quite good at mixing.
So is it mixed by him or?
No.
Okay.
He was still kind of learning as we were doing this. We had it mixed by our good friend Kola, who was responsible for the new Benighted record that just came out.
Oh yeah. That record smashes. Like the singles I've heard on that, awesome. So
it's unreasonably heavy.
So how sort of long did it take to produce the record and get it all done?
I think all up we would have recorded drums in about July. And then everything else was kind of done just weekends and, nights after work and things like that. And we were finished tracking and reamping about the end of November. And then, final little tweaks and bits and pieces here and there. And it would have been... So we would have spent 6 months on recording it.
That's pretty good.
On and off.
I mean, because considering you have to do it a bit remotely and stuff... It's
and like
were there any struggles? Because I mean, how far away do you guys live from each other? Just to give people a bit of.
I've moved to Melbourne, so Daniel and I live in Melbourne, and Tom and Colin live in Perth, which is about 3,500 kilometers away.
So just that's pretty much. That's a long way. That's like me to Russia almost.
Belarus. Yeah, you to Russia, you to Belarus, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean.
So yeah, it's like it's not too bad. It's a 3.5 hour flight, direct, or you could drive it in about 4 days or so, but you wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I go through the same trials with the guys. Obviously, we all live in different countries, but it's pretty much the same situation that you're in, really. I mean,
probably the same actual distance.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much, yeah. Like, so, but yeah, I mean, it's you just make things work, don't you, when you're in these situations? Because you just got to get it done. So yeah, but it's a great record. So that it's out already, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been out for 2 months now.
Yeah,
came out March 6th.
You can get some more details on it here. This is the album cover. Very nice album artwork. Who did the artwork?
Chaos Dictator, which is one of the best names for like an
Chaos
artist.
Dictator. All right.
Yeah, spelled with a K, with 2 Ks, I think. Chaos.
That's edgy.
But he's done some. He just does.
That's phenomenal, though. That just, I mean, that looks so good. Is it like digital painting? I guess.
I think it's digital painting. Yeah. But yeah, he just has a vibe that we thought matched the vibe of the album, and
yeah, you can go check out Airfront Band Facebook. You can listen to their music on all platforms, obviously, and go support them if you like what you hear. You can go check out more, because we're all working hard, and being an Australian band I can really appreciate what you guys have to go through. Just to put it into perspective of how difficult it is. How much do you reckon approximately it costs for you guys just to get to Europe to do a European tour?
For us, as like a 4-piece band with no crew, no sound, no light guy or anything like that, we're probably looking at a minimum of $11,000-$12,000 just in flights just to get there. That's not including
Daniel,
like
but I know Earthright is 2 words. Sorry to interrupt. He's trying to troll me, but if you look there where I'm pointing, it says Earthright in 2 words. So yeah. Your website can't have a gap, unfortunately. Or maybe it does.
That's why we put capital E, capital R.
Yeah.
We got a whole new logo made just so we could separate earth and rot into 2 words.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a song called Earth Rot, which is all 1 word.
There is, yes.
Yeah, so that's where my confusion comes from. Is the name of the band come from that song, or?
Yeah, and for some reason, whenever people listen to us or, we do an interview, people are like, oh, wow, you guys must be really into Entombed. I'm like, what are you talking? It's a Bloodbath song. No one ever gets that.
What? I mean, yeah, I like Left Hand Path, but I don't know what relevance that has to anything, but yeah, I mean, would you say they're an influence to you? Like, which album would you say?
Bloodbath or Entombed?
Bloodbath, obviously, the namesake band.
I'd say they're probably one of the things that when we began, it was one of the bands that we all had in common.
Yeah.
In music taste.
They've written one of my favorite death metal albums of all time, to be honest. So.
Which one?
The Fathomless Mastery is.
Oh yeah, well that's the one that it's from.
Yeah, exactly. But I've just since I first heard that, just everything about it, like the songwriting prowess in that is just, it's really subtly incredible. Like and the vocals are just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many, because what I like about that band is that there's contributions from the different members, so you can hear like their own death metal personality coming out in each of the songs. So yeah, no, I just love that album so much. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, you guys don't really sound too much like them. You share some similarities, but I'd say you guys are quite more of a diverse sound. Like
we definitely have some really diverse like taste and influence on what we write, but 5 years ago when we were just searching for a name that there wasn't 10 bands with the same name already. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's the difficulty. Don't get me wrong, it's a great name. There's no criticism. I love it.
No,
Super memorable. And yeah, I mean, so when did you guys form exactly? Just to fill everyone in.
It would have been around 2013. Tom and I were playing in different bands at the time, and just wanted to do something with a HM2 on it. And we were listening to a lot of Rotten Sound, Nazem. I think Nazem had just played the show, the tour, the Aussie tour.
I remember that at all.
Yeah, with KO from Rotten Sound on vocals, and it was just massive. And we were having a lot of fun with HM2 stuff. And we thought, let's do a grind project, I guess.
Yeah. So what moment did you suddenly decide? Well, let's just make it an international touring act and try and push it. You know, what made you take the plunge? Did you I think it was the chemistry or?
Well, it was a thing that happened where we'd kind of pulled mates out of other bands to start it, and somewhere along the line, our other bands had stopped. We'd stopped doing shows, or were no longer playing live or something like that. We just had the time.
Yeah.
One of them, I remember, one of the reasons we kind of kicked off is we had an EP that we were going to, launch and release, and that was kind of going to be one of the things we were doing. And someone hit us up to do a festival in South Korea, in Seoul, for my old band, my previous band, who had just made the call to stop playing live shows. And I was like, oh, well, no, I can't do it with that band, but I've got this new band who could come along and
fill the void.
Yeah. The guy was like, well, brilliant. That'd be sick.
Sweet. Easiest promoter ever. Like, we don't have a name or any money but
you don't know who we are.
We have no songs, but we'll play your festival. If you book us, we will come.
Set. Yeah. We would have had a 30-minute set, and that would have been 6 songs, and that's all we had. And it was a festival, and Dark Tranquillity were headlining.
Wow, that's cool.
We played. So our second show, we flew to South Korea to play with this festival with Dark Tranquillity, and then we flew back and played with them in Perth, in Australia, for our third show.
Oh, nice.
Which was pretty sick. But the venue, I remember, downstairs, it was like in a basement venue, but really nice and clean.
Yeah.
And upstairs was a dog cafe.
A dog cafe? What, like?
Yeah, it was
so
like
you can pet dogs whilst you have a coffee, sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
They had beer and soju and stuff. So people would come and drop their dogs off, go to work, and then come pick them up at the end of the day.
Oh, right. So nice. That sounds awesome.
We were running between bands, running upstairs, punching down shots of soju and drinking beers while patting people's dogs. Oh, shit, next band's on. We're going to run back downstairs and pat another band.
That sounds amazing. Is that venue still around?
It was. I have no idea, because I hear nothing from like the South Korean metal scene anymore. I used to see a little bit here and there, and it just slowly kind of waned off, and now I don't see anything.
Oh, that's a shame.
I don't know if that's maybe because as we started touring more countries and I've kind of got more friends in more places, a country with a smaller metal scene, it's just a little more diluted in my feed and contacts.
Whereas, yeah, of course, yeah.
When a band that plays heavy metal coming out of Finland, well, there's a billion of them, so you're going to see more of it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, I'd love to play in South Korea though. I'm sure it was interesting. Like, were the fans really nice? How did it compare to Japan? Because obviously we'll get into talking about Japan a bit later because we toured there together. But is it similar?
It's quite similar. Yeah, it's quite similar. It's not as big at all.
Yeah.
It's definitely quite a lot smaller than the shows we've played in Japan, but like really similar in terms.
Nice
of, like,
people and.
Yeah, lovely people. Like the crowds that you get have that nice balance of like businessmen to like young people kind of exploring alternative music scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think one of the main things we would notice in the country is that in Japan there's like a taste of live music everywhere. You sit down to have lunch or have dinner or something.
It's really part of the culture.
Yeah, and there's like jazz playing, little 4-piece jazz band being pumped through the speakers.
Yeah.
In Korea, it's always K-pop. There is only
Oh,
K-pop.
really?
You may only listen to K-pop. That is it.
Oh, that is...
Which I think creates a bigger struggle for metal bands over there.
Yeah. That's really strange. So I guess it's like on all the advertising and all that, and...
Yeah, everything.
I mean, it's mad because even in Tokyo, there's a lot of that the K-pop advertising, isn't there? The like Korean pop bands.
K-pop.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, so normally Gonna move on a little bit. Normally, on these shows, I review bands. Normally bands that I know that have contacted me with new releases and stuff. We're gonna check out Remission, who are friends of ours, and they're from Oz as well.
They're from my hometown.
Yeah, so they're local boys to you. So we're going to check out their video and then just have a little chat about it, and maybe you can give us a bit of insight into them.
Love it. I would. Can I get that video up on my end?
Yeah, you watch it on your phone, maybe. Oh, no, that's Airfrot's video. Wrong video. Here we go. Yeah, these guys were they were the opening band on tour we did with Airfrot in Japan. Lovely guys. Killer band as well. They just released this album not too long ago, and I believe Tom from Airfrot had something to do with the production on it, so we'll get into those details in a bit. Let's enjoy some Death Thrash. I think it's Death Thrash. I'm not going to put a label on it though, because let you guys interpret it yourself. Hope everyone's having a good time. Come join me on Twitch. Chat below. I want to interact with you guys. I'm going to have a look on social media now and try and answer some stuff. Nice, it's kind of melodic death metal as well. It's quite a fresh take on things. Love the guitar as well. That is an epic shredding guitar. Really well produced video. These images are sick. Yes, boys. Love it. Really digging this. It's got nice momentum, nice visuals. I love his voice as well. It's awesome. Tight shredding, dual guitaring, you can never go wrong with that in my opinion. I like this chorus, it's got a nice feel to it. Epic solos. They actually changed their lineup a bit since they played with us, and they've gone from strength to strength, really. It's a huge improvement in the sound since we played with them, so good on you guys. Congratulations on the great sounding debut. If you want to check out more on Remission, you can check them out on their Facebook page, and this is the album cover. That was the title track, that song, The Tether's End. So yeah, you can check out more info on them there. Really great song. I'd give it a nice 8 out of 10 for the video as well. Like, really well shot. They got a very professional attitude, and yeah, no, I hope all the best for those guys. So we're gonna go back to my boy Jared. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, champion. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. So, those boys are from your local town. Tom helped produce that, did he not? If I'm not mistaken.
No, Colin did.
Oh, my bad.
Yes.
So,
the funny story about how we met those guys is Jackson we actually met at an Earthrot show.
Okay. Jackson's the singer guitarist, guys. Just so you know.
Guitarist, yeah. And we were supporting the Black Dahlia murder at like a big venue in our hometown, like a 1,000-cap room.
Cool.
And Jackson came up, bought a shirt off us, and just said, "Hey, that was cool. Really enjoyed it. Like, not Punisher, just being like a cool young dude."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, really enjoyed it. Thanks, man. Bye." And then the next day, puts up a video of him covering one of our songs wearing the shirt that he bought, and I was like, holy shit, this dude can play. Like, he's like barely 18 and just like breezed through one of the songs off our album that
did a great job of it.
Like we probably sweat through it, on stage. And he's like, yeah. I just figured it out in the car on the way home. And we
that kind of guy.
We've been quite good mates ever since. So
yeah, no, that's really cool.
That Japanese tour that we did, Tom and I were filling in for him.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
so
double duty on that whole tour for me on vocals.
Yeah,
which is a terrible idea.
Yeah, it was like the hottest tour known to man as well, wasn't it? Yeah, we should get into that tour a bit. Let's talk about that a bit now.
Let's stuck into that tour.
All right, I mean, we'll go from my start. So,
hit me.
The day of the tour, I was flying early morning. I was feeling rough as hell. So I got in the taxi with my guitar and stuff, pretty much got to the airport and instantly just threw up. And I swear down, this is when I arrived at the airport. I think it was the smell of a breakfast bar or something just knocked me sick. So I was like, well, I've got to get to Japan, you know, there's too much money riding on this. We can't afford for me to just be like, sorry guys, I'm pulling out. I'm at the airport, but I'm too sick. So, you know, and I've got to do it for the metal, do it for the fans. So I was throwing up. And yeah, I somehow got through security. Like, I had to keep my cool whilst I was in the queues, and like, I don't know, I must have looked like death. And then I had like a 2-hour wait. And I think I flew to Amsterdam. So I flew to Amsterdam and I was sick on the plane the whole way. And then I had the transfer in Amsterdam to Japan. Got there, and the captain of the ship comes up to me, and I'm like, oh, no way. Like, this is not good. So I'm like, poker face. And he's like, so yeah, I heard you were sick about 15 times in the plane on the way over, and we're slightly concerned about your health, and you know. And I was just like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Like, my eyes were like rolling in the back of my head, sweat pouring off of me. And I honestly had no idea what was wrong with me. There was like I just didn't know. But I was quick to think, I was just like, I've got really bad like travel anxiety traveling to Japan by myself, and I'm fine. And he was just like, well, just so you know, if you're not, we shouldn't really let you on the plane if you're feeling really ill. And I was like, nah, don't worry about it. Like, just like sweating it out, smiling. And it actually worked in my favor because they gave me some priority. They let me board first and stuff like that. So it was kind of cool. But yeah, it was touch and go. So we flew, and somehow I managed to come around, and I just force fed myself stuff to make so because the captain kept checking on me and stuff. And about an hour or two before landing, he came up and he was like, "Oh, it looks like you're fine now." And I was there just like, "Yeah, bud, super cool." So yeah, so fortunately, even though I threw up maybe 20 to 30 times on the journey to Japan, I didn't get put in quarantine or anything. They just let me go through. So, and then I was actually, I mean, I wouldn't say I was fine because obviously my body was feeling pretty not great after all that flying and all that sicking, but I was just pleased to be in the country, to be honest. What also didn't help, it was like one of the hottest times I've ever been anywhere. It was like crazy hot for me, at least. I'm not used to that heat. And it was pretty unreal. But yeah, I made it alive and got to the hotel, and then I think that night we actually met up, didn't we? We all met up in a bar. And
briefly, yeah.
You guys were already in the bar with Taco. I can't really remember. I was like delusional, to be honest.
We would have been there since whatever time they opened or something.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I've got to go socialize with the guys, and so I tried to get out, but I couldn't handle myself. I can't even remember how long I was there. I think people were smoking in the bar because that's something you can just do in Japan.
You can just do that in Japan.
Yeah. People were just smoking some raw cigarettes right in my face, and I'm a smoker, and the laws in the UK, you can't do that, so I'm not used to it, and I think that just knocked me sick instantly. I was like, all right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. But yeah, so
that's exactly how I remember it.
So how was the first night for you? Did you guys party it up, or were you like after I left? Because I was a bit sad to leave, but it was for the best because I just felt rotten. But yeah,
I think from memory we might have got in a day or so earlier before that.
Yeah, we're not that smart.
We always do it with Japan because. I mean, I think personally I've been to Japan something like 8 or 9 times in 4 years or something like that.
That's incredible. I'm quite jealous.
Oh, it's a beautiful country, and any chance we get to spend a little extra time, we do. So always try and get in a day or so early and, hit the tins and go and eat some kokoichi.
Just don't be sick. Don't be sick on your journey over as well. That really helps the whole situation.
Yeah, actually, it's really good for the voice, not throwing up on the flight.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's also awesome to not have like stomach acid in your chest when you're trying to scream, stuff like that. But I will say, the Japanese medicine over the counter, I was given some some tablets, in a little bottle, like a tiny little glass bottle, and I was like, I'm not even gonna question this, and I just took 2 of them, and somehow I managed to. Well, honestly, that was the first gig I ever did where I did fry vocals instead of straight gutturals. Like I was literally the whole time just doing like, and just like basically putting the microphone in my mouth because my stomach was so destroyed from throwing up. Like I was probably the most ripped I've ever been because I was, it was like a crazy workout, but I just didn't have the strength. Yeah, exactly. Like looking like James does when he takes off his shirt behind the kit, and I just couldn't do it to myself. So, but no, I mean it worked out. Like, kind of made me feel a bit stupid for putting all that effort in when I could just do fry vocals. But I don't know. I like the rush. I like the rush of shouting my brain off, pretty much.
Yeah, like squealing me all off.
But yeah, so what number tour in Japan was it for you? Because I think it was like my I think it was like my 4th tour of Japan with Bloodshot.
I think that was something like because I've done a couple of tours with other bands, and filling in was like my first ever tour was with Aborted, and that was a fill-in. I was filling in on guitar for that one. That was like a session job.
Oh, cool.
And then we did Cataclysm, Vile, and Lang Che with my previous band, Sensory Amusia.
Oh, nice. It's a crazy lineup.
Earthrot had done. We did Marduk and Shining, Vader, Flesh God Apocalypse, and then Flesh God Apocalypse and Psychroptic, and then Tolka and Bloodshot Dawn. So that would have been tour number 6 for me, I think.
That's amazing. So what? I mean, I know you've already said it's a beautiful country and stuff, but what is it that really makes you want to go back so much? I mean, for me, it's. I'll let you go first. Actually, what makes you want to go back so much?
I can't like narrow it down to a single thing, but just like the people, the place, the whole country seems like Disneyland for adults on roids. It's utterly crazy. It's like, it's not like any other country in the world, and we've been to a bunch of them, but Japan is completely unique. But at the same time, it's so much fun. Yeah.
I mean, what would you, when you say unique, do you mean like the people, or like what part of it's unique to you? I know everything's unique. It's hard to put into words just how Japan is, especially as a traveling artist, because you get treated in such a respectful way. But for me, I love the fans, and I love they seem to have genuine happiness, and they're genuinely pleased to be at the shows. You know, they all work really hard over there, so their downtime they really go all out, and just to interact with them and, you know, see how good they feel. They just want to take photos with you and stuff like that all the time, and it's just signing stuff, and you know, it's just a real pleasure. Like, I don't know, the first time I went back in 2013, it was a complete shock to us, because we were just like a smaller band, and they made us feel like Slayer, you know, like queuing up at the merch stand and stuff like that, and they're all spending crazy money on the merch, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just incredible. Like, it's like another world, you know. And obviously,
I remember.
Go on.
I remember like the very first time we went, someone showed up with like printed out on like photo paper, printed out photos of us from shows in Australia, just so they had something for us to sign of us. Yeah.
So they made their own merch for you. Yeah.
They printed out photos, but the thing was, I was a session musician. I wasn't in the band, and someone printed out a picture of me from my current band to get me to sign, and I wasn't even playing with them. I was like, how do you even know who I am? How do you know what band I'm from? I've never been here before. But I was like, I feel so unbelievably welcome.
Yeah, I mean, that is a great thing about them, the attention to detail. I've got a little story which is kind of similar. Like, we did a tour in a November. It was November. I can't remember which tour it was. But so just before we did that tour, we did a UK tour, and we played a Halloween show where we all dressed as Mario characters, and I mean, that was funny in itself. But then a week later, we flew to Japan, and one of the fans came, and they literally had customized Mario toys to look like, you know, like giving them long hair and stuff to look like each of us what we were wearing on the Halloween show. And we were just like completely dumbfounded, like, you guys are the best. Like, do you know what I mean? What do you even say to that sort of effort? Yeah, we were just like, I hope it's not enough. I hope we played a good enough show to warrant this sort of treatment. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, like, fans are different all around the world, and for me, if fans, you know, say if I went to Germany and fans were acting the way Japanese fans do, I think it would kind of be a strange situation, if you know what I mean.
I'm just gonna stand a little bit.
I'd be like, yeah, hold it back. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you say. Yeah. Japan's so unique, and it's so colourful, and I mean, it's great. It's just such a great place to be.
It's wild. It's something totally and utterly unique in the world, And when you go there, you feel it. You feel it from the people. You feel it in the food. You feel it just like walking down the street. Everything is bright and like covered in brilliant lights, and every business has like an animal mascot, and like
I mean,
you couldn't make it up. It's
we haven't even talked about like the reactions during the shows as well. The crowd are so attentive, you know. Like if you start talking and you want them to be quiet, it's like silence. Like a penny could drop and it's like, you know, nothing. Like I one time did the old like oh, and I did it like I don't know, obnoxiously for about a minute, and they were all just on board with it the whole time. It was so funny. And another great thing is that they will react to anything. Like I remember our old bassist, I think it might have been the first tour, because this really sticks out, but like he went up to the microphone, he was like, "Can I have a bit more bass in the monitor?" And the crowd just went wild. Like they were just like, "Yeah!" And he looked around at us, and then he just put his fists in the air and just went like that, and they just went ballistic, you know. I mean, obviously there's a bit of a language barrier and stuff with that sort of situation, but just the fact that they were that attentive and they were just like, you know, they just felt compelled to cheer when he just wanted more bass in the monitor. I mean, that's just hilarious to me. But yeah, we'll get back.
I know.
Go on.
I know, like, the Australian accent gets pretty hard, and the more we drink, the more Australian we sound.
Yeah.
And I've had people come up to me after shows in Japan and go, "I don't understand what you're saying." And talking one-on-one, you're all good. But on stage, they're like, "I don't know what the fuck you're saying."
Yeah,
but they cheer anyway. Love it.
It's a hard balance, obviously. Like, I try, you know, you say the odd phrase and stuff, but a lot of the time it falls a bit flat if you speak too quickly. I find over there you got to just be like really like, well, with me I'm trying not to be patronizing, but it's just, you know, using shorter sentences and just getting them to shout back at you, you know, "Are you guys all right?" And they're always just like, "Yes, we are so really all right. Play a song for us."
Pick it up at the end.
And then as soon as you're like, "Okay," you start talking again, they're like silent. And they're like, "Okay, so this next song is," and it's like the pennies like dropping. But no, I mean, I love it. They pit as well. Like as long as you tell them, if you tell them to do a mosh pit, they'll start.
They go.
And if you don't tell them to go, they'll respect you and they won't go. That's the thing. You have to get them. But it doesn't take much encouragement, especially in Tokyo. I mean, you must have played Cyclone a few times yourself. We played there together.
Yeah, like.
And that venue's just it's like a perfect pit venue, really, isn't it? It's like it's great.
I reckon Cyclone's probably number 5 on my like most played venue on the planet.
Yeah, that's crazy. And just so you guys know, even though Jared is the same side of the world as Japan, it still takes you a while to get there, does it not? It's still a pretty hefty flight. It's probably about 15, 16 hours of like in the air. Yeah, so you guys know, that's longer than it takes for me to get there from Europe. I mean, that's how. Even
though we're in the same time zone.
Yeah, that's how far Australia is away, you know. And I mean, it's cool. It's cool that we can do a show like this, and it seems to be going quite seamlessly. You know, like we had India before, you know, which is halfway between us, pretty much. Maybe not quite. No, not even close, actually, in reality.
Closer to you, yeah.
Yeah, way closer, but it's just mad. I mean, to do a tricontinental thing like this is really cool that we can all come together and just...
It's fun.
Yes, I'm having loads of fun, to be honest. So, on that note, I'm going to do some, like a generic interview thing for you.
Oh, do it. Yeah, I haven't done one of these in a while.
Yeah. So... These are the kind of questions that you get at festivals when you book interviews at festivals, because that's where all the press goes. So why did you start being a musician, Jared? What encouraged you? Who encouraged you, or what made you think? Go on.
You can blame Dimmu Borgir for that.
Oh, really? That's a good answer, because they're the ones that made me start doing blast beats. They're
really? Yeah.
Yeah. Blessing Upon the Throne of Tyranny. I heard that and I was like, I don't like any music that doesn't have blasts now.
Yes. I remember I was in like year 5, and I heard Reptile with the like big evil church organ intro.
Oh yeah.
And I asked my brother, who's 5 years older and had like, he was playing Metallica and had guitar magazines. I go, what's this? He goes, this is black metal. It's from Norway and people don't like it. And I'm like, but why isn't all music this? And I'm like, this right here, why isn't all music that? And he's like, people don't like it. I'm like, well, they're wrong. That's what it's supposed to be. And I instinctively just knew.
Did your brother? Was your brother into it, or?
Well, he was kind of into it, but not like I instantly identified with it. I instantly was like, this is perfect. This is what music is. And he was like, it's pretty cool, but I've also got I've got Metallica here that's also pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I don't want that.
So you just bypassed that. That's nice.
Totally. Yeah, I jumped right over it.
See, I mean, I started with like really god awful music. Like I was really into like pop punk music when I was like 12 years old, and Green Day and stuff like that. But fortunately, I think it was when I was about 15 or 14 or something, I got like a Terrorizer magazine, and Blessing Upon the Throne of Tyranny was the opening track on the sampler. And I put that on, and it was just like the blast beat came in straight away, and I was just like, oh god. Yeah, Nick Barker just took my soul, took my blast beat cherry away. And that was it. From there on out, I just wanted to be as not as extreme as possible, because obviously Dimmu are quite like they're an amazing band, especially that album is like unbelievably good.
Oh god, yeah.
But yeah, no, that's cool. It's cool that we share that. So I'm gonna get on to the next question, because time's getting on. It's getting to like 5 a.m. for you, I imagine.
Yeah. 20 past 4.
What? Oh, the best time of the day. For 20, baby. So what's the most inspiring piece of gear you've ever owned, and why? Like,
that's
it can be anything. HM2 even.
Yeah. It wouldn't even be that. I've got a Japanese made ESP bottom bump from one of the custom shops over there, and I got it while I was in Japan, not even on a tour. I was actually just there on holiday, and I got a friend to ship it to his local store just so I could go in and try it out. And it's the single best bass guitar I've ever played in my entire life. And I bought it on the spot and flew it home with me to Australia. It's been the Earthrock bass since 2015 for 5 years now.
And it's never let you down.
The Earthrock bass. No, it feels so fucking good, and it plays so good.
Does it help you with like just as soon as you're touching it, you're like in the zone, basically. Like no worries on it.
I've never had a bad show of bass playing on that bass.
There you go.
Ever. I've got an LTD that's like the Indonesian made version of the same bass, and I've had bad shows on that, and I've had other basses that I've bought and gone, yeah, I want to play a different shape or different pickups or whatever, and I've played bad shows on them. But on this one, it's such a perfectly
consistent
crafted instrument that I've never had a bad show playing bass on.
I feel like that's like so important. Like if you have a guitar that's well built and it just stays perfectly in tune and just doesn't, is reliable. Yeah. That's what I look for in guitars. Like my 3 guitars there that you can see, they're all nicely in shot, all super reliable machines, and I think I've maybe snapped strings once or twice, but that's going to happen over hundreds of shows, when you're especially playing 7 strings. But it's all about being comfortable, I think, and especially when you're singing, because you play bass and sing as well. Just so you guys that don't know about Earthrock, he's the singer bassist, because the video didn't really show you guys in your physical forms too well. Not that that's a problem, because a bit of that tongue.
A little bit of this.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's the video.
So you've played gigs all over the world, and being in Australia, there's often great opportunities with bands. So what's your favorite gig you've ever played, and why? Like what gig stands out in your memory? Extra points if it's the one with me, but no, I'm only joking.
We've been really, really, really fortunate to play with a lot of bands that have influenced us, from the very, very beginnings of our taste in death metal and black metal.
I'm in the same boat, so I can totally relate, and it's But carry on.
It's so hard to pick one. Like, for example, like just last year, we were one of the 2 touring supports for Bloodbath, which obviously we've taken our name from Bloodbath.
Yeah,
that was a pretty big deal for us. But 2018, we toured as the only support through Australia and New Zealand for Dimmu Borgir, which was, again, like, that was just
that's game changing. Like how did I mean, I know it's hard to put your finger on one show, but how did playing with a band like Dimmu Borgir impact you into the Australian scene? Did it help you get more known, or is it already a tight-knit scene where you're already sort of well known?
We'd been touring a bit before. Like, we'd already toured Australia with Flesh God Apocalypse. Mm-hmm. We'd done a ton of like tours ourselves, but we did Psychroptic and Goat Whore in 2015. That was like pretty big for us. Like, really kind of kicked us up another level. Yeah. I really think the thing that does the most value for an Australian touring band is an international support tour. Not just a show, but like doing the whole country. Yeah. So being plastered across the advertising online and stuff like that, as well as locally. Country. You know, I mean, obviously that's one thing. You know, it really helps. It really helps with your stature in a way, doesn't it? You know, to be put with those people and to be able to say, look, Dimmu Borgir are my peers. I'm touring with them across my country, you know, that's huge. Yeah. And so the first tour that we actually were billed as the support band on every single show was Dimmu Borgir. Oh, that's incredible. So that I have to go with that tour. I absolutely would have to go with that tour. It was just like, it's got to be the thing that lifted us up. So how, I mean, just to help, because people who watch this are often in bands and stuff, just to help, how did you come around to get that tour? Because obviously you say you did some shows here and there before. Were you just working hard and then you got the opportunity finally put in front of you, or that was knowing the right people? That tour was Soundworks Direct touring, and Soundworks touring I've known since I was maybe 13, and like way before I was playing in like any like proper metal bands, and then that'd be Brad, I guess. Yeah, that was Brad. Yeah. And then the direct touring half was Dave Haley from Psychroptic. Mm-hmm. And the first actual show that they gave us as Soundworks direct touring together, after like years of us punishing, going, oh, you know, God, we'd be good on that tour. We'd love to play that tour. How can we get onto this tour? We played with the Perth show of the Mayhem on the De Mysterious Dom Satanas tour that they did on the anniversary tour. Mm-hmm. And we played that one, and we did a pretty ripper show. I remember that one being an absolute blinder. And maybe a few months after that, they went, oh, well, we might have something cool come down the pipeline that we think you'd be really suitable for, if you're interested. And I was I have no idea who it is, but I'm interested. Like, so you put it all out on stage, and then you know, you feel like off the back of that show that they were like compelled to bring you back. Well, that show, we played such a ripper show that Tom blew up his bloody amp on stage. Yeah. And the guitar tech swapped us in one of Bowles' amps. Oh, and nice. We just kept going. And it was just such a good, fun, high energy, like big, dark show that I think it just, everything worked off. It was really at a point where Earthrot was really coming into our stride as a band. Yeah. We'd been together with the same lineup for long enough that we were like, this is who we are. This is you're comfortable, yeah. Yeah, and there was a spot where it was like, hey, here it is. The tour is Dimmu Borgir. You guys have got the whole tour, and we were like, cool. We That's incredible. Anything to do that. So there you go, guys. Like, you just got to work hard, and you know, always play hard, and no matter who's watching, because you never know who's watching. You know, like. Shows character if you're playing to 10 people and you play your heart out and there's a big booking agent there, you know, that's gonna say a lot to them. They're gonna be like, well, these guys, they obviously do it for the right reasons. So, but yeah, let's go to the next question. It's the last one of these. So if you could drink with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you ask them? Good God. That's hard. Once again, we've drunk with so many of the guys that have like meant so much to us as musicians and as like, creators in black metal and death metal, and like getting really wrecked in Hong Kong with Vader was like just so unbelievably high up there on list of things that I needed to do in my life but didn't know that I needed to do in my life.
Yeah. Those boys can drink. I mean, as James was talking before, those guys like their vodka. So how was it drink? Did you keep up with the Polish or?
Probably not, but
you tried.
The first half of the night we were drinking beer, where us Australian guys are extremely comfortable. We can drink beer all night, and then suddenly it's bottles of vodka and orange juice just going around in circles, and just ending up in your hands. Like, oh, cool, all right, I guess
but yeah, no, that's cool.
If I absolutely had to pick one right now, as of today, I'd go with Nagelfar, because they put their album out today and I've listened to it twice today and it's unbelievable. And I'd really like to go and get pissed with them.
There you go, guys. There's a little Jared's pick of the stream. Nagelfar just released their new album, so go check that out.
So did Winterfell. Real good one today.
Winterfell as well. Loads of good music coming out during this lockdown, guys. So go support the bands, because obviously they can't tour, which is where they make their money. And by support, I don't mean go on Spotify. You go on Bandcamp.
Buy a t-shirt.
Buy a t-shirt. Bandcamp's great as well. Like the money goes direct to the bands, but t-shirts and merchandise and hard CDs and LPs and stuff—that's the way to go. Obviously, everyone's struggling a bit, so I'm not gonna push it too hard on you guys. But we all the bands we're all gonna do our best to carry on when this is all over. So any support obviously helps, especially if bands are releasing stuff. All right, so let's just do some quick fire questions. So
quick fire, short answer. I'll give short answers for once, I swear.
Metallica or Iron Maiden?
Iron Maiden.
McDonald's or Burger King?
It's called Hungry Jack's in Australia. I'll go with Burger King / Hungry Jack's.
Hungry Jack's. There we go.
Yeah.
Marshall or Mesa? I know you're an amp lover, even though you're a bass player.
I'm going to go with Marshall.
Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Yeah, boy. What is the best band in the world that no one else has ever heard of? Like, what's the best band that's underrated? And there can only be one. James put out some super obscure black metal band the other day, but someone actually came back and commented on something saying, "I checked out that band, they're sick, man." So people do listen to this stuff. So get it right.
Super. I'd have to go, personally, they're not super unknown, but Der Vergane Freiheit, because they're fucking perfect. They really
What
are.
band? Sorry, say again.
Der Vergane Freiheit.
Oh, cool.
They're German. They're on Cease to Miss. Their last 3 albums are perfect.
Is there a song? Is there a song name that people could look up, like a big song?
Yeah, but it's all in German, and I can't say it.
You don't want to embarrass yourself. No, that's all good, man.
I'd have to look something up. Let's be honest.
But I mean, maybe you can just shove it in the Facebook, on the Bloodshot Facebook page. Just shove it in the link or something, and people can check it out. Yeah, thanks for everyone who's watching. I hope everyone's having a good time. We're about to wrap up here because it's a bit late, and we've pretty much got through everything. It's been a real pleasure, mate. I hope you're all staying safe over there. You're feeling all right with everything? Like, how is there any news on when shows might start happening over there again? Because obviously it's hard enough to have shows over there with international bands as it is, let alone with all this happening.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. So I work in live music when I'm not touring. So right now I'm just totally off. There's no work, no nothing, and really no sense of when things might start happening again. Hopefully they start opening up domestic borders so we can get the big Australian bands doing some tours again and kind of kickstart the live music economy again.
Yeah.
But we have no idea when anything's going to change. So for now, it's Music is on the internet for now. Everyone go listen to bands on Spotify and get those plays ticking over.
Yeah. I mean, fingers crossed. You're obviously in the same situation as me where you can't be all together as a band at the moment. So, fingers crossed that lifts for you guys soon. At least you'll be able to maybe have a jam at some point. But we just gotta go with the times and hope for the best, really, and stay safe so we can continue doing our thing when it's all over.
Knuckle down and write the next album.
I mean, there's going to be next year's going to be a hell of a lot of albums.
Saturated.
It's going to be I really need to get my albums out. Actually, thinking about that, that's quite stressful to think about. Get it out this year before people have a chance. Before the onslaught comes. So get your wallets ready, guys, because they're gonna take a battering next year. Yeah, exactly. And I'll be catching it, just like piling it up. But yeah, no. If you wanna check out more from Jared's band, you can. I'm gonna show you the links right now. Here we go. There's the nice album cover again by Chaos Dictator. I think I got that right. So Fraught band, check them out. Check them out big time. So, yeah, thanks a lot, buddy. You're back on the screen.
Thanks, mate.
It's been a real pleasure. Missing you guys a lot, and when this is all over, we definitely need to just hook up a tour just for funsies. So,
absolutely, you're on.
Yeah, we're guaranteed to do. So thanks a lot, man. And I'll see you again. And catch you later,
Thanks,
dude.
guys.
Sleep well, bro. Thanks for staying up.
I will. No worries.
Alrighty, guys. So we're coming to the end of this part of the stream. I have games in the title because I am going to be playing games with Morgan. I'm going to be having a break for an hour or so, but me and Morgan are going to be just chatting, chilling, and playing some Mortal Kombat. So come and hang out. Hope everyone's had a great day. Try to enjoy yourself in this time and try and stay safe. If anyone's got any questions about the stream or anything, I'm gonna try and answer across social media. My hair looks wild in this other camera, like wild. But yeah, I'll be back on later just to mess around, and if you guys need some background noise, you can listen to me and Morgan ramble. So thank you very much for checking it out, guys. And if you wanna support my band, you can. I'm gonna quickly flash up there. This is like the background stuff that I'm using for the stream. You can get it on a t-shirt if you want. But yeah, no, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks to Sahil for doing the cooking. That was really amazing. And who knows? Maybe we can build on that. Maybe after Sahil's done his 4 weeks, we can get some like metal band guests in that are willing to brave a cook-off like that. So yeah, catch you later, guys. Peace. And I'll see you all later on today, hopefully. If you want to catch the next episode, it will be on Sunday, my second episode of songwriting. So come and learn how I do things, and maybe I can help you get inspired. Peace, guys. Thank you.